It's hot out there, Peyton.
It is, and you heard it, it's 62.9 degrees. We think of that as cold, right? Well, remember, half of the globe is in winter right now, so the average of all the temperatures fairly significant, and there's a couple reasons for that, Leslie. Our ocean temperatures have really warmed up this year. We've got El Nino, the Atlantic has been boiling. You couple all that together, and you're going to get those record-breaking temperatures. Now, I got to thinking, well, we had that big heat wave at the end of June, and while we didn't break a lot of air temperatures, it was just more oppressive than normal. And if you were thinking this seems like the longest stretch of excessive heat we've had in a while, you'd be right. This is the, when you go back to the June heat wave, we had 9 heat warnings issued. That's the most we've ever had in a year. And remember, we still have some of our hottest months ahead of us. Second place was 5 back in 2010. So we shattered that record of the heat warnings being issued. And it was also the earliest heat warning ever issued back in the middle of June. And we had 5 straight days of heat warnings. That's never happened either. So quite unusual and a really oppressive air mass. It was so muggy, and that's when it was feeling like 115, 120, 125. Now, fortunately, we are back to normal summertime weather. Waking up in the 70s this morning thanks to some rain, cold air yesterday, and by this afternoon we'll be back in the low 90s. It'll feel like the low 100s. That's completely normal for our July standards. Now, rain chances, starting off with some showers already, but with the rain around this morning, it may offset the storm chances later today and into the afternoon. So we may not see much happening around 1 to noon or so, but once we get into if we can heat up enough, we may see a few additional storms pop up this afternoon. At the moment, though, we definitely have some light showers. None of this is heavy. None of this is going to be causing you any big problems other than maybe getting the road wet for you. But we got some showers coming on through, a good batch of rain down there towards Morgan City, creeping into Lafourche Parish now towards Thibodaux. It'll get into St. James Parish and maybe over into St. John Parish as well. And we might see some of that in the metro in the next hour or so. So with the rain and clouds around this morning, the rain chances may hold off a little bit longer. We really need the sun to come out, heat us up for those storms to fire up this afternoon, and there's just some question on how quickly that can happen. This specific model not very aggressive with rain chances today. I have a 40% chance, so some of you get it, others don't. Might also see a few showers and storms lingering onto the North Shore this evening, kind of like what we saw yesterday. So your chance of rain, no big variability here as we go through the next 7 days. We'll have some pop-up storms mainly in the afternoon hours all the way through next week. So we have beneficial rain in the forecast. We do need the rain. Some spots yesterday didn't pick up any rain. Others saw 2 to 3 inches, and that's how it goes this time of year. That's why we call them hit or miss. And we are still running below 17 inches below average for our rain totals for the year, so we're still in a drought here. Temperatures are going to stay hot and muggy. We'll stay in the mid 90s by early next week. These will feel more like probably 105 to maybe 110, so we may start to see heat advisories issued again. But regardless, it's hot, it's humid. You may be lucky enough to get a pop-up storm. At the same time, if you do get a pop-up storm, it could cause some street flooding. So that's just how it goes this time of year. Really nothing unusual about what's happening right now here locally as temperatures stay in the low to mid 90s. They feel like the 100s, and we'll be watching for those pop-up storms.